Hey, what's happening, y'all? It's your boy Rico from Street Scores. First of all, I want to apologize for not having a live stream today on Sunday. I will be a little less busy going into this next week, so y'all are going to start getting film sessions for the draft class and consistent live streams as well. But this video, I wanted to take a look at the 2022 projected salary caps around the NFL, most notably the NFC East. And I also want to talk about a lot of the guys that are going to be free agents as of 2022. Like, we take a look at this team and we're like, a lot of our guys are very young and that we have a bright future because our guys are so young. But at the same time, you'll be surprised how many people are not even on contract beyond this 2021 season. It's crazy. We have a lot of guys that we signed to one-year deals, first of all, and then we have other guys like Logan Thomas, most notably, whose contract is coming up soon. So we're gonna break all of that down soon. Let's get it. Alright, so first of all, we are 10th in the NFL in projected salary cap for 2022 with $37.299 million, and we're first out of the NFC East. The Eagles have $24.5 million worth of projected 2022 salary cap. They're 14th. Again, we're 10th. And then the Giants are 30th with negative $24 million, and the Cowboys are 31st with negative $32 million. The only team worse than them in a salary cap situation going forward are the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay is in a very ugly situation, but so are the Giants, the Cowboys, and then we're top 10. The Eagles are 14th, so that's good to hear. But then there's a negative side to that, because there's a reason why we'll have so much salary cap going into next season. We have so many guys. I mean, just think about it. Brandon Scherff, he's making $18 million this year on the franchise tag. If we were to tag him again, he'd be making somewhere in the low 20s, and that's ridiculous for a guard. So it's either sign him long term or trade him, let him go, something. Either way, franchise tagging him has to be the last option. Then you have Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's making $10 million this year. This is the only year we signed him for. We signed him for a one-year deal. And then you have Charles Leno, who we just signed. He's on a one-year deal for $5 million. Then you have Logan Thomas, like I mentioned earlier, making an average of $3 million per season on his salary. You have Jonathan Allen. You have John Bostic making 2.5. Even Dustin Hopkins making 2.4. Cam Sims, he was a restricted free agent before this offseason, and then we re-signed him to a one-year deal. He'll be an unrestricted free agent afterwards. Cornelius Lucas as well. That's two potential starting left tackles right there. J.D. McKissick, our third down back. Daryl Roberts, who's a really versatile depth piece type of guy. Peyton Barber, Lamar Miller, those are two backup running backs. Adam Humphries, Jared Norris as well. Davis Sharp, backup swing tackle, who may not even make the team. Same thing with Jared Norris, probably won't even make the team. Tyler Lawson also may not make the team. Danny Johnson also may not make the team. Torrey McTyer, David Mayo, DeAndre Carter, the guy we brought in to be our special teams returner, Jerron Christian, Deion Yelder, Lyndon Stevens. Remember, we signed Kyle Allen to a very cheap one-year deal, $850,000. He'll be a restricted free agent after this year. Pretty much everybody else I've listed so far is an unrestricted free agent after this season, so it's gonna get ugly for us. But wait, there's even some more people down here. I mean, I know a lot of us don't like Tamron Hemingway or Troy Apke much, but they're also unrestricted free agents. Jeremy Reeves is a restricted free agent. Tim Settle is an unrestricted free agent. Greg Stroman may not make the team, but unrestricted free agent. Josh Harvey Clemens, I really hope he shows out this year coming up, but he's an unrestricted free agent. Steven Montez is an exclusive restricted free agent, so that'll be interesting. More than likely he'll stay, but that's if he makes the team in the first place this season. Steven Sims Jr., if he makes the team, is a restricted free agent. And then also Bobby McCain, who we just signed as well, an unrestricted free agent on a one-year deal. So I mean, it's nice to hear like we have top 10 cap space going into the next season, but I mean, are we going to go get a big time quarterback that's going to require a lot of money, or are we going to give up a whole lot of draft pick value and capital to move up and get our franchise guy? Either way, we're going to be paying a quarterback a lot of money if we want to be Super Bowl contenders, or we're going to be giving another team a lot of draft pick value and potentially some players just value overall to move up in the draft to get our franchise guy. So that's already one thing we have to worry about as far as our to-do list next season. And then, of course, Brandon Scherff. if he ends up leaving, who's going to start at right guard? Wes Schweitzer. And I feel like he's underrated, but he's not Brandon Scherff. And then also, if Samuel Cosme is not ready by next season, Charles Leno and Cornelius Lucas are unrestricted free agents going into next season. And then also Jonathan Allen and Tim Settle. JD McKissick is our third down back. Adam Humphries, if Dax Milne isn't ready to step up to be the next Adam Humphries by the end of this season, we may look into trying to bring Adam Humphries back as well. So, and again, for me, Logan Thomas, that one scares me because I don't want him to go pull a Ereck Flowers or a Ronald Darby to where we brought him here and revived his career, and then another team the next offseason is willing to pay him just a little bit more money than we're willing to, and then he ends up leaving. Hopefully we end up re-signing him to a nice, relatively team-friendly long-term deal, but we'll see. But again, these are a lot of names that is just like, we got to figure this out. We're going to have top 10 cap space, but that's not like we're going to go shopping on the open market for players from other teams. We need to worry about re-signing our own guys, honestly. So I know this is looking very far into the future, and people may not want to hear this right now, but I want this to be in the back of people's minds as the season's going on. Because again, even though we have a very young core, which means our future is bright, but we still have some contracts that are coming up that we're going to probably have to give some people some money. Even Logan Thomas, I hope his deal ends up being team friendly. But if he just keeps improving and improving based on the trajectory of how much he was improving from last year going into this next season, he may play like a top 8, top 10 tight end, potentially make a Pro Bowl, because he should have definitely have made it over Evan Ingram at least last season. He's probably going to demand more money than we think. So we'll see. Hopefully a lot of guys will buy into the Rivera culture and what we're building and how we may be a potential Super Bowl contender very soon, whether it be next year, maybe the year after that or something like that. Hopefully people will buy into that and be willing to sign here cheaper. William Jackson and Curtis Samuel already accepted cheaper money to come play here than for other teams. Same thing with Charles Leno and Bobby McCain. Other teams were offering them more money, but they preferred to be a part of this potentially great team, the culture with Rivera, the pieces around them. Bobby McCain, Darryl Roberts, and William Jackson both noted that they came to this team because of the defensive line, and even Charles Leno that we just recently signed said it was because of Ron Rivera that he wanted to sign here. So we're already showing that we do get guys to not only come here, it was hard enough for us to get free agents to come here in general, and then when they did, like the Josh Normans, the Albert Haynesworth, they would tax us. They would charge us the most money possible and only accept market setting money because they're basically like, well, my career is about to go over here and die. We don't really have much of a chance to be a Super Bowl contender, so I might as well get paid as much money as possible and milk this contract so that I can at least make some money while I'm losing. Now guys are buying into the vision that Ron Rivera has and are willing to take cheaper contracts. So we'll see if guys that are already on the team are willing to re-sign for cheaper contracts, because we've already seen free agents from other teams come here and sign for cheaper contracts. We'll see. But if everything goes as well as we think that it'll go, a lot of these guys may have the best season of their careers and things like that. So they may hit the open market and be like, hey man, I want that big time money. So I don't know. I feel like some guys may buy into the system. I feel like way more than usual, but I do feel like we may lose a couple of these guys at the top of the list to teams that are willing to pay them just a little bit more money. Now, granted, again, we have top 10 cap space, so it's not like we really have to worry. It's not like we're really worried about other teams potentially stealing them from us, depending on if we see them valuable enough. Because clearly we didn't see Ereck Flowers last year's offseason, Ronald Darby's this year's offseason worthy of the contract that they felt like they wanted. We had the money to pay them, but Rivera and company just didn't see it worth it. Luckily for us, we ended up getting Ereck Flowers back for way cheaper than what we would have paid him, so that was great. But still, it's just up to Rivera and company to actually want these guys, all of them, some of them, whoever, to actually be able to pay them. We'll have the money, but that doesn't mean anything because, again, Ereck Flowers, Ronald Darby, Ereck Flowers only wanted $2 million more per year than what we were willing to give him. And it worked out in the long run. Like I said, we ended up getting them back for way cheaper than what we would have signed them. But again, don't expect that to happen with any of these other guys. That's a very rare situation. So again, just depends on if Rivera and company want to pay these guys the money that they're asking for. But yeah, man, that's the end of this video. Just wanted to analyze that. Again, I just wanted to put this in the back of y'all head so y'all would be aware of it. Of course, again, we have a bright young core. We have a bright future, but a lot of these guys' contracts are coming up. So we need to be aware of that. I mean, soon Montez Sweat, Terry McLaurin, Chase Young eventually. I mean, we're going to have to pay these guys, man. The salary cap is supposed to skyrocket with the new TV deal, but still, it becomes percentages. It's not like because a player with the current salary cap wanted $10 million per year, then the salary cap shoots up dramatically next year, and they'll just be like, oh yeah, I still only want my $10 million. No, they're going to want more because our team has more. I mean, granted, the salary cap will skyrocket, and that should help us a little bit, but I don't think it's going to help us as anywhere near as much as a lot of people assume it will. That's why the Cowboys, even though I don't feel like Dak is worth all of that money, it was still kind of smart because at least they got it out the way before that new TV deal hits. And I think that's what Brandon Scherff is banking on. He may be willing to take 1-year deals over and over again. Even if he were to go to another team, even if he doesn't re-sign with us this next offseason, he may be willing to just take a 1-year prove-it deal on another team, bet on himself, and get that big new TV deal, CBA deal type of money. Players are smart, man. Their agents are paid to do what they do. But yeah, man, again, that's the end of this video. Please like this video if you liked it. If you learned anything, please subscribe if you haven't. Hit the bell next to the subscription button so you get a notification every time I release an informative and opinionated video like this one. Again, like I said in the intro, be on the lookout for those draft pick film sessions, including undrafted free agent rookie running back Jared Patterson. And as always, man, I really appreciate all of the support, man, big time. Shouts out to everybody that donates to the channel. Shouts out to pulls up to every video and leaves a like and shares it to everybody they know. Big shouts out to all of my sponsors, especially the Pro Bowl sponsors whose name you see scrolling on the screen right now, and a special shouts out to my one All-Pro sponsor, Jaden. Again, I really appreciate y'all. I'll catch y'all later. I'm out.